Welcome and welcome back to Mrs. G's Living. If you're thinking about doing the viral Miracle Knot braids for the summer, here are some do's and don'ts or some mistakes you want to avoid when getting Miracle Knot braids, or if you plan on doing it yourself. So these are my Miracle Knot braids. I did them myself. For a frame of reference, I got 4.5 packs of number 4 in 18 inches. What is Miracle Knot braids? Miracle knots are essentially braiding your hair, so your natural hair that comes out of your scalp, and then crocheting these other human hair to your hair. Now you pretty much use this human hair. It is on a thread, and then it has the hair at the end of the thread. Now I would say the thread is equivalent to weaving thread. Now I wish sometime in the future that they would actually update this so it's actually here and instead of the thread, or make the thread thicker. My concern about doing this with my 4C hair is that the thread would actually tangle in my hair, and it actually did. So I would say you want to avoid is, and many people are not talking about it, is that you're going to have to customize your Miracle Knots according to your hair. So if you new on my channel, or if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. I have 4C hair. You're seeing all these girls online like, oh my God, it's the best way to do hair moving forward, because essentially people are saying that it is for those who are non-braiders. But I don't see how that would be for people who are non-braiders if you actually have to braid your natural hair. Either you're going to have to get someone else to braid it, or you're going to have to actually learn how to braid your hair in order to put these in. So I'll show you a clip. I initially started braiding my own hair, and then I did the feed-in method. So I feel like there's 3 ways in which you can do Miracle Knots. The traditional way is to braid your hair, braid the hair at the end of your hair, and then crochet it within the braids. Now, I personally tried this method and then removed my hair, like unraveled my hair, and it did get tangled in my hair. So I wouldn't suggest it if you have a kinkier texture, because that was my fear. Your hair coils in itself. My hair does. And I knew that my hair was going to eat these knots up. I knew that it was going to eat this string up. So that was a no for me. The best option that I found so far was to actually feed the braids in. So if you know how to braid while you're braiding, feeding it in, I will never go back to regular human hair, because this was so easy to separate the hair, but also to feed the hair in while you're braiding. The option would be to crochet it in without the knots. So I'm going to show that option as well. So you would crochet one end in, and then scale it a little bit longer down on the braid, and then crochet the other end where it's not a knot. It's like placed in your hair like this, but it's pretty much not going to unravel or unloose because it is entwined in your hair but not knotted to your hair. So I did all 3 methods, and I found that feeding it in was the best option. One mistake that I made, as I said, customizing, I realized that if you have thinning edges or alopecia, this may not be the best option for you. And the reason I'm going to tell you why is because sometimes the braid is too small. Even with me gathering up a lot of my hair at the edges, the braid was just too small. So I end up going back in with braiding hair. So I bought synthetic hair and only put that braiding hair during the middle part and around the perimeter. And the reason is because that is the area that is it's thinner than the other areas of my hair. The other areas of my hair, it's all my hair. But I wanted a fuller look, I knew that I needed to add braiding hair. Now, not a lot of braiding hair, but enough. Also, because the braiding hair to me added additional support for me to add this hair on, and added the volume that I was looking for. So if you see that my hair is like full and you like it full and your perimeter is thin, I would actually suggest using braiding here. And only time I crocheted was at the top of the braid. And the reason is that I feel like when I unbraid it, it's not going to get tangled in my hair because it's at the top of the braid. And by me putting it at the start of the braid, once I unbraid it, it's going to be easy for this to kind of slip out. A mistake that I would say you want to avoid is that I don't care what no one says. I have been on these social media streets back and forth. I feel like all human hair now is being blended. Y'all heard me. I feel like all human hair now is not 100% human hair. I don't care what vendor you're buying it from. I feel like they are being a little bit deceptive, and they are including synthetic hair into these human hair braids. Because as a girl who grew up getting her hair braided in the 90s, I remember having human hair for years, and that human hair would bounce back. That human hair had no problem curling. That human hair wasn't detangling. That human hair was 100% human. You want to be mindful of that and be mindful of the cost. So for me, I end up buying 4 packs of 18 inches in number 4. With taxes, it ended up coming up roughly around $160. And then I had to buy what I would say a half pack because it was only 30 grams, where the original 4 packs were 50 from Amazon. And so in total, I end up paying roughly around little under $200. In hindsight, if I had to do it again, I would have honestly just bought bundles. I would have bought bundles because it would have took less time. I would have because I did a tutorial on this, sewing in the back of your hair and then braiding the top, which is also something that's people are doing more frequently now. But I was doing this in the 90s when I used to, get my little braids. But yeah, I would have rather not done single braids and actually just braided in some tracks and just did box braids at the top or miracle knots at the top. So what I would say is something you want to treat your hair as if it's synthetic. So it's going on 2 weeks since I've had this hair. And as you can see, I don't mind that it frizzes. I don't mind that it is in this wild state, this boho state, because I actually love that. So for me, no products. And y'all gonna be, no, when you are braiding, if you do it yourself or someone else is doing it, if you can, no gel, no braiding gel. Like, I don't know when braiding gel and gel became a thing, but you can braid your hair without gel. I washed, conditioned my hair, oiled my hair up the night before. And in 2-3 days, I went about my business. And before I actually started braiding my hair, so my hair was already, detangled, already moisturized. I wouldn't recommend putting gel in this hair whatsoever, in your hair whatsoever, because the gel tends to slip out and go into the hair, which makes the hair look oily. And you will see a lot of girls, I'm going to actually put where I bought my hair, but there are a lot of bad, like I bought my hair and then I started seeing all these bad reviews. And so I knew that in order for me to not be a part of that tangle committee, not to put product in my hair, especially gel or oil. So what I typically do is, and it's been 2 weeks, I work out 3-4 times a week. I'm a sweaty Betty. So, yeah, so I would recommend, if you have to use something to moisturize your hair, a spray solution, and make sure it just stays on the scalp and not the hair itself. I braid my hair up at night, put on a headscarf, go to bed, and then go about my business. I do not use any conditioner. I do not use any products. And if my hair does get oily, a trick that I would say that you can use is dry shampoo. Dry shampoo to take out the oil, to give it this fluffy, give it its fluff and revive it back to its bouncier state. So dry shampoo if you're trying to get the oil out. Do not put any extra oil. If you have to use product, a spray product, I use Hawaiian Silk. I use also Shea Moisturizer used to have this braiding spray that I also use. So, and I don't use it often, maybe once a week, not even then. Now, if you have scalp issues, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a trichologists, you want to refer to the experts. So the next tip that I would give you if you are getting miracle knots is braid it up at night. And I think I said that previously. You want to braid it up. So you don't want to leave it out at night for it to tangle up. Just, I put 2 braids in when I'm going to bed, and I actually flip it up and using my headscarf to tie it down. Now you're probably wondering why I flip it up. Even when I'm working out, I do not let my hair touch my face or my neck because I know I sweat. And the sweat will get caught in the hair. I'm already sweating from the scalp. I don't need the ends to absorb that sweat. So I try to not let my hair touch my sweaty body at all. And I just don't like the feel of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't like the feel of it. So I would say make sure to prep your hair prior to. So if you're going to a braider or if you're going to do it yourself.
So when I say to prep your natural hair, what I mean is that you want to shampoo, condition, deep condition, and moisturize your hair to prepare it for the braids. When you do this at least a week before putting in braids, you really don't necessarily need to have to put braiding gel or jam because the hair will be moisturized prior to you putting in the braids. So if you want to avoid using jam and gel, just prep your hair prior. So while the braids aren't in, if you need to clean your scalp,
would be, as I said, if you need to clean your scalp, maybe with a soft rag and water, or they have, or just plain wipes to kind of get into your scalp. When going to sleep at night, not only do you want to braid it, you want to make sure that you are tying it down with a bonnet or a satin, a silk wrap. I use personally a satin silk wrap because I'm not really a bonnet girl. You want to make sure to not just sleep with it because that's going to cause tangling as well. The first few days, and what I love about Miracle Knots, the first few days, it's not tight. Because I braid my hair myself, so I know when it's tight or when it's not. And because most of us are not using braiding hair in our entire hair or just, sections, for me, it is not tight. That is the benefit of Miracle Knots because I feel like it's not tight. It's so lightweight. It's so breathable. And that's why I like Miracle Knots. But in conclusion, if you plan on getting Miracle Knots, just make sure to customize it to your hair density. It's not a one size fit all, and that's what I'm seeing online, that many people are saying, oh, anyone can do this. And no one is really talking about how sometimes the thread will actually tangle within your hair. There are other ways you can actually do Miracle Knots without actually doing the actual knots in your hair. I don't think anyone's also talking about maintenance. As far as maintenance, I would say not to use any type of oil. I see girls that are using mousse, leave-in conditioners. Yes, for your scalp. For the hair itself, I would honestly, because for me, my hair already produces oil through sweating. It already produces that. And so I don't have that issue. What I have an issue with it looking oily. And in that case, I actually use dry shampoo to make it back to fluffy. I would say minimal products, no gel, no oil. Like if you have to spritz it, make sure you spritz it in the scalp and just kind of rub it down if you need to rub it down in the hair. No excess products in this hair because that's how it can, eventually get matted and tangle. Now I got it, if you wanted to know, I got it in body waves. Also another mistake I think people are making as well is like, you have to understand that when you're getting human hair, it's already being processed. So then when you get colored human hair, they have to dye it. So that's another process. And then when you're getting curly, the curlier the hair, the more products and process that they're using to make this hair. So of course, it's going to tangle very quickly because it's like 3 or 4 processes they're using to make it mimic human hair. So you have to be mindful of that. I would never personally get too tight of a coily hair. Body wave is all I'm getting because I'm the type of person, I'm a lazy person when it comes to my hair, and the more curlier your hair is, the more maintenance it will take. So if you're getting a real tight, not body wave, what is it, the jerry curl hair, the deep wave hair, that is going to give you, it's more maintenance. And I know during the summer you don't want to have more maintenance. The most I am going to get is body wave, and then I'm going to braid it up at night. And if I want it to look like deep wave, then I can braid it up even more tight and then curl or rod it. I would rather do that than actually buy the hair that is deep wave, ocean wave, or tightly curled, because it is going to be more maintenance. So avoid those types. And if you have to, then if you feel like you want something that's low maintenance, black, stay with natural color, and stay with a more looser texture in order for you to have low maintenance over the summer. So like I said, the tips that I can give you: customize it to your hair. Not a lot of products. Note that these vendors are using synthetic hair, so not a lot of products, the same way you wouldn't use a lot of products in synthetic hair. And also, me personally, I'm not washing my hair with these in. I'm sorry. I can see how this is going to mat up. When you wash your hair, naturally your hair is going to want to curl back up. So I know there's girls out there, I'm gonna wash it and keep it in for a year, and I'm not doing that, because I can just see where my hair is going to mat it up. As soon as it's ready to get, I need to wash it. When I feel like it has reached its peak, I'm taking it out. I'm going to take it out, wash the hair separate, and wash my hair separate. I'm not going to do it together. I'm not going to sit up here and have to shave all of my hair off because I thought that I could be whimsical and wash my hair with the braids in. I'm just not doing it. If it works for you, it works for you. I'm going to tell you it's not going to work for my hair. I'm not doing it. I'm not risking it. So those are the tips that I would give you. If you have more tips below, I will link the hair below, but just note that there's been some non-favorable reviews on this company, and I didn't find out until after I bought the hair, and I was like, I'm not sending it back, I'm just going to work with it. And these are the tips I found out so far with using Miracle Knots. So please, if you have any recommendations or any hair vendors that you personally will, and if you have additional tips, let's get the conversation started, or continue on with the conversation. I'm Mrs. G for Mrs. G's Living. Peace. We are out. Bye.